Back in May, I was induced to have Hudson. There was a possibility of him having Down syndrome. Everything was going good, then his heart kept falling off the monitor. So the pediatrician on that day came in and the OBGYN and said, there's an issue. They did an ultrasound and it showed up that he had something wrong with his bowels. So they wanted to stop my labor, airlift me to Toronto Sick Kids. Obviously, I panicked. I wouldn't go because I have 3 other kids at home. They rushed me in for emergency C-section, seen Hudson for maybe 5 minutes, then they took him out. I had to do all these tests. So a couple hours after I had Hudson, Hudson was immediately airlifted out to the Janeway. The plan was for me to leave to go out the next day to be with him. Unfortunately, I took sick, ended up needing blood transfusions, all these things. So I didn't get out to see Hudson until 5 days later. Got him out here and it wasn't anything wrong with his bowels at all. He had AVSD repair, which meant he was going to need to have open heart surgery. So he was a very sick baby. We spent 2.5 months at the NICU. At the end of June, we went home. We had scheduled to go away for surgery for Hudson at IWK in Halifax in September. And then August 30th, my son Hunter had an accident. Had 2 shoulder bones broken, collarbones broken, and he suffered from a TBI injury. He was in a coma on a ventilator. It was very scary. Didn't know where he was going to go, didn't know if he was going to come out of the coma, didn't know at this point in time if he was going to wake up. I remember sitting by his bed begging him not to leave me. Couldn't do this without him. So life was tipped upside down pretty quick. So in October, Hudson actually got admitted to the Janeway. So at one point, Hunter and Hudson were just down the hallway from each other on the surgery ward. So I used to go back and forth from room to room. Hudson was very, very sick when we left and went to IWK for his heart surgery. He was actually in heart failure, so we got admitted as soon as we got there. They didn't think he was going to survive the surgery. There was a possibility he might not survive. They braced me for months, and he did. He was a miracle. He's amazing. He was a fighter. He's just like his brother. 13 days later, we were back on a plane, back here to Newfoundland. His breathing was remarkable when he came out of surgery. Hudson always had his tongue out of his mouth before he had his open heart surgery. He couldn't suck on a pacifier, and he just couldn't breathe and do 2 things at once. He couldn't gain weight at all. He's more happy, he's alert, he's nosy, wants to see and do everything. Hunter kind of had a lull when I went, so they started physiotherapy and all that when I was gone. He couldn't hold his head up. He had to have a neck brace on to do anything. When I came back and they brought him in my room and he just started to weep because I was back. And it was almost like you seen this sense of relief come off his face because I was his security blanket. I was here with him every day, day and night. So, and after that, it was just, he moved mountains. Come on, Hunter. Do it for Mom. Good job. There wasn't much hope for Hunter. They didn't think he would walk again. Here he is, 6 months later. He's walking, talking, feeding himself, doing everything on his own, fully independent, and back to school for half days, which is something I didn't even think he would do this year. So with the brainstem injury, his brain had to pretty much rewire itself and teach him how to do everything all over again.
This is my workout, not Hunter's.
Hudson and Hunter definitely got each other through this. Hunter thrived off Hudson. He would want to hold Hudson, so as soon as I would walk in his room with his arms out, he wanted Hudson. They have such a connection. Hudson lights up when he hears his voice. He looks up at him like, you're my everything. My experience with the Janeway is something out of this world. Don't think I would have ever survived without the Janeway. Not having all my kids together was the hardest. Trying to live 2 separate lives. I was out here with 2 very sick kids, 2 kids home, nurses, doctors, other parents staying here. They literally all became your family. They were just your biggest support system. And they cared for your kids like they were their own. The love that they showed them, all the nurses and doctors here will always hold a special place in our heart. They kind of personalize their care to each patient. They'll always ask Hunter what his goals are, and they'll kind of work with them towards that.
I love dark feather.
Dark feather? Blue charm hair wing. I got a blue charm hair wing on the go.
I got a blue charm hair wing on the go.
Good job.
It's a truly amazing hospital.